I'm Margaret Ann Windsor. The name I have to use is Peggy Ann Dempsey. I'm married to Childers. I was kidnapped in 1941 at age 2, born in 39, and brought to, Moulton, Alabama, USA, and given the name of a twin, Peggy, when in fact I found out in 83 after I ran for Congress that both twins had been murdered. And of course, that's not me. They stole my identity. Their mother had them out of wedlock. And I was placed in a hellhole shack, if you want to call it a shack, and so abused all my life. And I'm going to cut to the chase here. I'm just going to show this picture. I don't have much video time left. This is Uncle George VI. He's a brother to my father there, Edward VIII. In 1939, they're planning my kidnapping with Roosevelt. And here's Elizabeth, who's illegal. Of course, George is illegal. So is the heir, and that's Charles and William and the whole bunch. They're traitors. They're illegal, first of all, and they do not represent the British government. They represent the Illuminati. This is Wallace Simpson, who's supposed to marry my dad, which was a lie, in 1941 when they kidnapped me with Mrs. Roosevelt. Okay, I'm sure it says 1941 on there. This is one of the doubles. I'm trying not to drop this. That married, I think I showed it, Simpson. And they had the imposter doing his behavior, doing antics that were horrible. Some of them, well, they were crimes, and attributed to my father, which it was not my father. And I know this is a mess. I'm going to turn it around. Wallace, my father was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, in 1936 when he abdicated. And so he was married to my mom. He remained married to my mom. And this is, I realize, not a very good video. I don't have. I'm living in hell. But anyway, my father remained married to my mom, and he was still alive, and so was my mom, October the 20th, when I came to Roanoke, Virginia in 86. And the double married Wallace Simpson in 37. I was born in 39, kidnapped in 41. So you get a bunch of people that I've put up on YouTube and Facebook. JFK, thus the Warren Commission cover-up. It would lead back to my kidnapping and the plot to take down my father. My God, they've gotten away with it, and so many people know it. I mean, really, your press is controlled by the Illuminati and what they're calling the one world government, which Elizabeth is high up. And a lot of the royal family have sold out, is my understanding, and they belong to the one world government. So I wanted to get to this. So what's been used against me? I found out in 83 during that campaign. And, well, I could remember a lot once I knew my real name about my kidnapping. But I have an autoimmune disorder, and I've put it up on video. And a lot of videos, and it's been stolen and taken down, but they're still up there. I just can't. Anyway, I have 2 YouTube accounts, 1 Facebook. So my immune system has been used against me to run me. And if you try to tell it, people, and I'm going to quote Noe, FBI agent, said to me in Grottoes, Virginia, in 1984. He said to me, they've made it so ludicrous, he meant the FBI, that you tell it and everybody knows you're telling the truth, you couldn't make it up. It gives them a chance to help or walk away. Well, people walked so fast, most of them. So I want to say this. Immune disorder, I'm allergic to chemicals and the toxic fumes. And let me make this clear. I should have lived a life that was normal. This has been deliberate in who I am, and I can't even get into what's been done to my children and try to focus this as bad as I look. Anyway, I have tried to tell in Roanoke here, after so much has happened, I have been run from place to place, and it makes me look bad, and people don't want to hear it. And I can't get an attorney. Let me make this clear. It would have to be the British that would bring me home. I wouldn't have known about my identity and kidnappings if it had not been for the Brits and Germans and some of my German family. So my immune system has been under attack. I've realized all my life, but especially in '86 when I came here. And where I live, it's made to appear that I'm running around up in the Appalachian trails by choice, freezing and starving. Believe me, that was not fun. But fun is not living. I'm not going to mention these people again. They own all the motels around here, and it's an odd thing. When crimes are committed against you, and you're running around like me in rags and walking and begging and made homeless, and everybody knows I'm telling it. They really do the truth. But it's an odd thing. They hate me. It's anyway. Let me say this: it's been deliberate what's been done to me. It's not that hard to do. It's because it's so high profile. Me, they can get away with it. The people that own the motels and hotels around Roanoke were, well, a group of them were sent here deliberately. And they have gotten so wealthy, and they have connections up to former Senator, he's Senator now, Tim Kaine. And I realize what I'm saying, but I'm almost dead anyway. People that are in the Intelligence Committee and Justice, on the Justice Committee and all that. So you're telling me all these people that I know from Virginia, former governors, etc., Tim Kaine, he was with Hillary Clinton. She's Secretary of State. Do you realize every Secretary of State has known exactly who I am? That's how hostage money was paid through there. So I could go on. There was Mark Warner, former, and I'll take up time. They're senators now. Well, they're friendly with the people from India that own all this now, land and everything, who've helped in doing this to me. And it makes you sound paranoid. If you can't get an attorney, then you're out of luck. Believe me. I have been made to run, and let me just mention this. This gets into mind control murders that I was writing about in 76 till April Fool Day of 80, when I was almost killed. Larry Flint was shot during that time in nearby Lawrenceville, Georgia, March the 6th of 78. It was a program shooter, and he flew me out to his home later in '83 during that campaign to replace one of the doctors, Larry McDonald, that I wrote about in the book. So the mind control and programming comes into play here, and me writing about it. And I'm going to just mention a few that happened after I came here. And that was a Virginia Tech next door to me here. I'm in Roanoke. And that was a program, and took out 33 people. And nobody will tell about this, but I want to get to this, because there's lists and lists of it, and you can prove, but without a doubt, some of them. But to tell you and cut it short, it's got me running from place to place. And when I say that, I used to could walk with a backpack on. I can't anymore. It's so compromised my immune system, the toxic fumes, that at times, over a period of time, the inflammation kills you. And it's easy to do when you've got a person that, on one hand, the law says you either have a place to stay. Do you realize how many people are homeless in this country? Nobody gets, and especially with me, I'm not allowed to say anything about who I am or show the papers, or Larry Flint Hustler magazine, where he even did an endorsement in '84. So there's no doubt about it. They're getting away with it. If I can't get an attorney, then it's hopeless. And people don't want to even get near me. They're afraid that I'll rub off on them, I guess. So let me cut the chase. It's deliberately done. It doesn't take a brain to know how if you get to a maintenance guy or the owners with code violations, or the maintenance guy's children committed a crime and they're compromised. They think it's okay to commit crimes against men, they do. So over the years, I have really, my health has gone to pot. Immune system so compromised, the inflammation from the toxic fumes make your body, your immune system attack vital organs and take them down, your kidneys, etc. The only way is to get away from it. Now I'm going to just stop here and add this. So I've been made to run, and there's been laws until you get these people before court with threat of perjury. You're not going to know the truth. You're not going to hear about the mind control murders and all that. And your government certainly knows it, or they don't need to be functioning if you call it functioning. Now it's going to take all day because they've gotten to my Wi-Fi, and it'll take all day if I get this video up at all. So I want to cut to this. Over the period of time, I've been in motels most of the time. I did get in HUD, low income, and you have to know how they got to that. And I've put it up. I've got the information and documents. Wanted to get to this one, though. This was in April 2012. I believe I'm right on that year. I was living at Corporate Suites, and it was one of the nice ones, and I could barely afford it, but I did. And a Jew has gotten wealthy here. He owns it. Well, for no reason at all, the manager, she was new, or hadn't been there that long, she called me up there, she talked to me, and she told me, and she had the computer on her desk, and she turned it around and showed me her daughter's picture, prom picture. And she said to me, she said that was her daughter, and she says, you know, I gave up a good job. She was on the board of a bank and worked there a long time to come here. She said, I am not going to let my daughter die like, don't let me forget, Murphy, Alexis Murphy. She was a young girl that the mind control was used in it, murders, and I was trying to tell about it. Well, I was shocked she even said that, but then I got a letter, which I put up on YouTube and everywhere, from her on my door. I've always paid my rent on time exactly, or before when I could. And it said on there that I wouldn't let them come in and do their cleaning according to OSHA and all that, which was a lie, by the way. But I asked her, I said, if I come up here and pay my rent and stand here, what'll you do? She said, I'll have the cops come and haul you off for trespassing. And by the way, she would have, and they would have done it. So I've even put that up. Now then, I've lived in all these places, had to run back and forth and drag myself and try to keep my things together. And isn't it strange, I guess, that OSHA just applied there, and it was a lie to begin with, but they've gotten away with it. They broke the law. I'm the lady who was telling about the mind control murders and done in patterns and how. And here you've got this woman telling me to go to hell. So now then I want to go to this place that I'm at now. It's owned by the Patels and the Shaws that I've told you got wealthy, and every law in the book has been broken. That's just part of it. I've tried to leave, and I'm run back here to Roanoke. But I'm here now, and I was trying to stay here and not run through it all, because I either have to run from the fumes if they get so bad. I moved to another room, and it makes me sound paranoid unless you understand what's behind it. Should I ever go home, be allowed, there's no home to go to, Elizabeth's in it, and look at what's happened to Great Britain. So it's doubtful I would ever get to go home. But I've been running around, and my immune system gets so low, and my kidneys and lungs are bad now. So the only answer is to get away from it. There's no cure. Some of the medicine for inflammation can damage your kidneys. So you have to get away from the fumes. And that's what I've been doing. But now I'm in here, and they changed the name to Night Sin. You have to get into its clues to my identity. And like Edinburgh Square Apartments, where they did the crap to me, it was a HUD, they should be locked up and prosecuted. But let me jump to this. I've come back here, and I came in November, and someone I know, a friend, he's in law enforcement really, but he told me that he would try to help me get in to a place. It's kind of nice. It's HUD still, but it's nice. Well, I talked with a person, and they assured me they would get me right in. Well, that hasn't happened, but I've stuck it out here, and it's been hell. I was moved from the first place, and by the way, I pay more rent than the rest of them here for some reason. I don't have it to pay, and I'm limited on clothes. I have none. But anyway, 2 weeks after I came in, and it's right next door. I'm almost back to the room where I started here in November. Lice. It was about 2 weeks later that lice were all over me. Well, I stuck it out trying to stay till I got the apartment, promise of the apartment. Well, they moved me down to another room, and the lice was just as bad, and it had bed bugs in it. I believe that it started having the bed bugs there. Well, they moved me right next door to that room, and it was horrible. I have bites, and I have them up on my camera that are absolutely gross. And I stuck it out there, and it moved me up to where I'm at now, next to where I started the room. Well, it's even worse if it can be worse. And the only thing is, you have to wash all the linen. Everything here belongs to them, even the chair and the bedding and all that. For bed bugs, I'd never had them except one time I had a couple of bites. I never had it like this. My whole body is red. It looks like I'm losing my body parts almost. So I'm going to have to leave. It's horror. I did go to the doctor and got a medicine a couple of days ago. Yesterday I'm limited on how I can get around. I went to the pharmacy, and I have felt so horrible. It makes you feel awful, and my immune system even gets lower with it. But anyway, I didn't know. I thought when I woke up and I had to get the ride, I had to go to the pharmacy to pick up the medicine for it, the bed bugs, bites, and everything. And I thought, well, have I bitten my lip in the night because I hurt so bad? And I didn't know. I took the prescription in, and they're really nice there at, I'm going to go ahead and say it, at Kroger. They always have been. And I went out to buy a few groceries on the little cart. I have to get one of those carts to get around. And I got a phone call, and it was from my doctor from the day before. It gave me the prescription. And I thought, well, that was real nice of them. They weren't that nice when I went in. It was in an urgent care type. But she was nice on the phone, and I thanked her. Well, I'll cut it short. I got back here to the apartment, or the room, and I looked in the mirror, and my lips, my whole face was distorted from, no wonder people kind of looked at me, you know. It was odd to me. I couldn't believe it. I've got pictures of it, and I'm still swollen today here. It's all through here and up here, numb. But, this was swollen way out, and I didn't know it. I hadn't looked in the mirror till I got back. But the people here will not do anything. I've got the pictures. They have deliberately put me places. And I'm just going to cut the chase because people do not want to get involved in what's been done to me. It might happen to them. And quite frankly, they don't care. And I'm probably going over my time, so I'm going to stop, because I wasn't just given these rooms. It's easy if you've got lice or bed bugs, and this place has before I came. But to put me into a room and either bring another mattress that's got it on it or blankets, it's not that hard to do, and to keep you living in hell and what it's done to my health. Okay?